Well, welcome back and tuning in to the episode two of the Valetax Psychology Educational course for traders. This is episode two, The Silent Profit Killer. My name is Ryan Ferry, market analyst and global educator, and I am your tutor for this course. If you're just tuning into episode two, I'm believing you came from episode one, but if you're yet to watch episode one, please don't forget to go back to the library and watch episode one for better understanding and reference to the start of the course, because that laid the foundation and the ground for the remaining episodes. Right, so let's get right into it. Okay, the Silent Profit Killer is an interesting title. Now you're thinking to yourself, what is the silent profit killer? You see, there is a subtle emotion that's responsible for a bulk of the decisions that a lot of traders make. And remember, why it's called the profit killer is it isn't just there because people misuse it or it terribly affects people. As a matter of fact, it can be a good thing and help you, but it destroys more than it does good. Not every losing trade was a losing trade from the start. Some of them were just profits that turned into losers, and as a result of this emotion. But what exactly is this emotion? Fear. And if you guessed it from the very beginning, then you're already halfway there to really understand why this keeps happening to you. Most people imagine fear as panic, but in trading, fear is usually much quieter. It disguises itself as caution. It always makes you think it's logic. It sounds very reasonable when you think about it. It tells you maybe we should wait a little longer. Maybe the confirmation aren't just enough, just one more confirmation. It tells you maybe we should close it before it reverses. It tells you hold the trade a little bit longer. Maybe we should skip this setup. Now, these are the quiet thoughts of fear in every trader. Think of fear as those two miniature creatures on your shoulders, one telling you to buy, the other one telling you to sell, one telling you to wait, the other one telling you to go. That is what fear looks like. It's a constant negotiation between you and that emotion that puts you in the places where you do not want to be. Fear, clearly seen on your screen right now, it's caution, it's logic, it's a hesitation. That is what it does to you. Now, one of the major types of fears that a lot of traders experience is the fear of entering. Sounds funny, but every trader has experienced this. The setup is there, the rules are met, everything aligns, but somehow their fingers won't click the button. They won't execute the trade. Why? Because fear is negotiating with them. It's a constant battle between their emotions and their logic, the mind and the heart, right? So feelings are very fleeting. So now they're negotiating and they're telling themselves, maybe we should wait for the perfect confirmation. The perfect confirmation doesn't exist. It's an illusion. What professional traders understand is execution triumphs every other thing. Why execution triumphs is because they are good executors. They understand and they have premeditated what their risk would be, so they are not scared of anything. Once the setup aligns, they execute immediately. So one of the reasons why new traders and intermediate traders usually would suffer this is because they're afraid not of the trade, but the fear of being wrong, the fear of losing, and afraid of the discomfort that comes with the uncertainty. So they are scared of entering the trade. Sometimes it could even happen as a result of a losing streak. A couple of losses back to back could actually make you become scared of entering a trade, which is valid, but we need to manage this. And I would show you how to control this and manage this emotion at the end of this video. So keep watching and stay active. Now, the fear of losing is another very interesting, right, fear that a lot of traders face. It is one of the most common fear when you think of fear, because when every time we think of fear as human beings, we think of the negative, right? That's why the next slide would interest you even further than this. But the fear of losing is normal, right? Losses are the cost of doing business. But a lot of people do not understand that. They see fear as the end of the road. And sadly, growing up, we've been termed to see failing or losses in that way and in that manner due to societal norms. But really, it's normal. It's only through failing and losing that we get to learn and know how to better do some things. So when this fear creeps in, they try to start avoid taking losses. So they start to move their stop losses. They refuse to close losing trades. They are holding on to losing trades. They think they are protecting their capital, but in essence, what you're really doing is you are protecting your ego because you're scared of losing. So instead of taking a quick loss and protect your capital, instead you want the market to return the current floating losses back to you, which in most times is not going to happen because at the end of the day, when you're wrong in the market, you're wrong and you have to accept that and move on. So they do not do that. Now, the next slide is the most interesting type of fear, which is very ironical, and that is the fear of winning. See, people do not always know how to act or how to manage their emotions when they are winning. Not everybody does. Some people have been in conditions where they've been so used to failing or they've been so used to losing that when they start winning, it becomes overwhelming for them and they get scared and they run away. That's the fear, right? They are not afraid to want to win. They are afraid when they become what they want or when they start winning. So you're in a trade and you're making lots of profits, and all of a sudden it's surprising. Now you're scared. You're scared of giving the profits back. You're scared of losing that profit. You're scared of allowing the trade to just run. So they start to close their profits early. They don't trust their plan any longer because of the fear of giving the profit back to the market. They start to self-sabotage. So the same way your immune system as a person defends you against foreign things, not necessarily because they are bad, but because your body isn't just used to it. Your immune system attacks it. It's the same way, right? The mind does to things that are happening around it psychologically. So because it's new, you tend to self-sabotage because you do not understand it and because you're scared of it, right? So that is the fear of winning. What if I lose? So they close early again and again and again. And over time, that just destroys their risk to reward profile, which is sad, of course. Now, how do we manage and control fear? So you do not eliminate your emotions because as a human, one of the core elements to your nature is the fact that you're going to have emotions, right? What we want to do when it comes to managing these emotions is we do not choose to be fearless. We want to be aware. So awareness is the core aim for us. You want to be aware of every emotion you feel as a trader, how you feel it, when you feel it, and what to do at the end of the day. So as much as we're trying to manage that emotion and psychology, there are a few technical things that needs to be put in place, which is we need to define our risk before entry. Like I stated in episode one, execution isn't just about buy and sell. It's about fully understanding the parameters and premeditating the outcomes that could happen from your decision. Because when we do not know that, when we do not have a set of rule, right, and a system that we follow every time we come to the chart, we're always going to negotiate with our emotions at that point in time because everything is just going to be based off vibes and what we're feeling. And feelings are very fleeting. So we want to define our risks before entry. We want to accept, most importantly, that losses are part of the game. It's just the fine we pay for a business to keep running, right? Now we want to follow our plan anyway, no matter what the case may be. I'm sad, I'm following my plan. I'm angry, I'm following my plan, which means that it is important for you to have a plan as a trader. The next thing is your confidence. Your confidence comes from repetition, as stated on your screen. The more you do something over and over and over and over and over again, you train your mind to accept the possibilities and the probabilities of the outcome, no matter what. So you know that every time you execute, it's always a 50-50. Now your mind isn't panicked any longer. That way you push fear aside and you stop negotiating with it because once there's structure in place, you do not have to negotiate with your feelings. And that is one of the ways we manage and overcome fear. If you've enjoyed the episode 2 so far, I'd love to see you in episode 3. And if you're yet to watch episode 1, don't forget, click the link of the video or go to the playlist to watch episode 1, and I'll see you in episode 2. Trade with Valetax before then too as well. Cheers.